Hello, I'm the Chairman and CEO of the Parental Advocacy Council to protect children from seeing or hearing things that could be considered objectionable, or TPA CTP CFS OHTTCBO for short. For those of you unfamiliar, this council is comprised of parents across the country who don't want our children exposed to what we deem to be objectionable content in movies, music, TV shows, and books. Some people seem to think that our campaigns are trivial fights based solely on a collective, nearsighted moral code whose main purpose is to get our names in headlines. But I think even those skeptics will consider joining us on our next campaign. It has recently come to the attention of the TPAC, TPCFSOHTTCBCO, that a group of filmmakers are putting the finishing touches on something they call brain damage. The tagline for the project is a troubled movie for troubled times. Now, one could certainly agree that their project is strange and that these are difficult times we're living in. But whether or not brain damage could be considered a movie is debatable. Paul Blart, Mall Cop, now that's a movie. Brain damage is a sin and an affront to mankind. But since the people behind it seem intent on calling it a film just for argument's sake and a lack of any better word or phrase, I will refer to brain damage as a movie, though it should go on record that I'm completely, morally, and artistically opposed to the idea. The TPAC-TPCFSOHTTCBCO recently saw a rough cut of brain damage. And ladies and gentlemen, I speak without hyperbole when I say that this film, as it were, and its creators must be stopped. By way of proving that point, allow me to read to you a list we compiled of the various perversions contained just within this one movie. Pervasive, disturbing, and antisocial behavior, foul language, unheard of levels of toilet humor and juvenilia, child abuse, sacrilege, murder, violence, and an ever-present sense of dread coupled with a wanton disregard for normal human behavior and a total lack of understanding of human sexuality. And that's just the broad strokes. This is less an artistic expression of any kind than it is a grenade of sights, sounds, and poor taste going off in the viewer's face. In short, brain damage is a crime against humanity, and we feel it should be treated as such. Ladies and gentlemen, the makers of Brain Damage evidently wish to do nothing more than bend over and pass gas in the face of polite society. Well, I, for one, do not appreciate being gassed on, especially by this gang of deviants. Some might call them nothing more than amateur filmmakers, but I call them punks and hoodlums with a warped view of the world. I ask you, what do these people do? Where do they live? How do they earn their living? Where do they go at night? Are there no laws against people like this? Well, I and the rest of TPAC, TPCFSOHHTTCBCO will not stand idly by while this roving band of perverts sprays diarrhea on the delicate sensibilities of us and our children. Please, think of the children and join us in boycotting the upcoming film Brain Damage and the conspirators behind it. Help us take a stand. Take a stand against filth and those who create it. Thank you, and good evening.